If we go back to the earliest verse in the Bible in a very interesting way, it's not Genesis 1, it's actually John 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All things came into being through him, and apart from him, nothing has come into being that has come into being. An astonishing statement, because here we go before matter and energy and space and time, where the Logos, the eternal Word now, who is with God and he is God, who holds all things together, takes humanity into himself because the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory. Glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. This incredible statement that he became an amphibious being, as it were, fully God and now fully man. So that the Son of God became the Son of man, so that the sons of men could become the sons of God. He became what he was not, so that we could become what we were not. This whole concept, this mystery of this incarnation, the realization that the Word, who holds all things together, now actually enters into the sphere of human existence. And like the playwright now, enters in and actually becomes a part of his own story, his own journey. This mystery of the incarnation is so profound. J.R.R. Tolkien coined the term eucatastrophe, EU, which is the word for euthos. It's an actually catastrophic eruption in human history for good, the greatest event that one can even begin to imagine. So the mystery of the incarnation is one in which we see a remarkable reality, the reality in which we see that all that was hoped for, all that was dreamed, even in pagan myth and philosophy, turned out to be an adumbration of a reality whereby, in a way, myth and history intersected so that the two became one. C.S. Lewis put it well in his wonderful autobiography, Surprised by Joy. Lewis described an experience that he had early in 1926. The hardest boiled of all the atheists I ever knew sat in my room on the other side of the fire and remarked that the evidence for the historicity of the Gospels was really surprisingly good. Rum thing, he went on, all that stuff of Fraser's about the dying God. Rum thing. It almost looks as if it had really happened once. And of course, this was the profound movement toward Lewis's grasping that all he had desired and longed for actually became something that was real. The Word became flesh and pitched his tent in our midst, and we beheld his glory. So the concept of the incarnation is something that Christmas always has pointed to. Although the early church did not celebrate Christmas as a major feast, really it was Easter was a more profound feast than that in the first several centuries of the church. Yet if we consider the whole idea of Advent, which considers not just the first coming of Christ, but the second coming of Christ, this imagery here of how he would be the one who would hold all things together. Here we have him tying everything together in his incarnation, in his reality of being the God-man, making it possible for us now to see that because we can know him, we can know the Father. Because to see him is to see the Father. To hear him is to hear the Father's word. To trust in him is to trust in the Father. And so we have now an expression, a reality, a manifestation of the loving and living Word who now has loved us, wooed us, pursued us, and called us into an intimate relationship with him.